Hello, welcome to another Microsoft Flight Simulator video. I'm Roadkill, and today we will be taking a flight from San Francisco to Lake Tahoe. This will be the first leg of a multi-leg flight from the West Coast to the East Coast of America. Our final destination will be JFK International in New York. So I hope you follow me along in this journey. We'll be flying the DC-3 the whole way, and just doing some sightseeing as we fly by. In fact, we're going to fly underneath the Golden Gate Bridge once we take off here, and hopefully I'll show you some stuff that I've learned while flying this thing, and maybe you'll learn something in the video, and if not, maybe I'll learn something from you in the comments down below. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, also the notification bell, so that you can keep up to date on all my latest videos. And like I said, leave a comment down below if you have some information that you think might help me out in flying this aircraft. I love to hear from you, and I love learning stuff that I don't know from you guys. I appreciate all the help that I can get. With that all out of the way, let's get to flying. Okay, well, we're in the cockpit here. I have the ground power on so that we have power to get things started here. One of the things that I found in the DC-3 is the auxiliary tanks do not work. So if you go to switch, close this out here. If you go to switch from, let's say you're mid-flight and you're going to switch from your main tank, your left tank here, to your left auxiliary tank, and vice versa on this fuel selector here, it will not register the fuel in your auxiliary tanks. So you'll pretty much run out of fuel and engines will die midair. So what I've done is I do this when I first start flying. I turn the auxiliary tanks down to 0 so that it doesn't take up extra weight, and then I just throw these up, the main tanks up to 100. That way I have maximum fuel in my aircraft. And then if I do, like if I were running low on fuel and I was going to switch to the auxiliary tanks, I just go back up. I go back up here into the fuel, and then I just refill it here instead of using the auxiliary tanks. It's about the same amount of fuel in your auxiliary that you have in your main, so it's not really cheating. It kind of is, and it kind of takes away from the immersion, but that's okay. It's a workaround until they get the bug fixed where your auxiliary tanks work. So as you saw, I switched to the main fuel tank, so I'm going to get this thing ready to take off here. Props up, and I'm just hitting all the buttons to reset where they are at in the sim. This trail, ready for lighting her up. So we'll get this thing started. These mags turned on, and put the fuel pumps on. I'm going to start with the right engine, so I'll do the right primer. Energizing the right engine. We'll just wait a couple seconds, and then we'll hit the mesh button. And it should start right up, hopefully. Okay, we have ignition on the right engine, so we're going to do the same thing with the left engine. And I did forget to turn on lights, so hopefully we didn't chop somebody up into little bits and pieces. Alright, so we got the primer on the left engine going, and we're going to mesh it. Well, it looks like he's okay, so we don't have to worry about chopping him up into little bits and pieces. Okay, we have ignition on engines. So we'll switch to battery power now and turn ground power off. The landing lights on. What else do we need to do? I'm going to throttle up a little bit. What we're going to do here is we are going to tune in the ground. And request a depart straight out.
San Francisco ground roadkill 2277 with whiskey request taxi for takeoff departing straight out.
All right, we're gonna line her up here. Lined up and lock the tail wheel down. Applying the parking brake, and we'll throttle up. Get her in the green. Okay. Here goes nothing. Oh, I guess I don't have the tail wheel locked. That might be a good thing to have locked. Okay. Doesn't really matter now that it's off the ground, but we are off the ground, so I'm going to gear up. Gain some altitude, some airspeed. Once we get some airspeed, I'll make our rounds to the Golden Gate Bridge and fly under it. I've noticed, I've done it a few times, that when I fly under the Golden Gate Bridge, my belly seems to skim the water. It's kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie, I like to fly risky. I'm sure the passengers don't enjoy it. When I skim the water, probably scares the shit out of them, but that's okay. You're flying with a pilot named Roadkill, so it's not my fault. You took the risk. I am gonna kind of straighten out here as to not get in this guy's way. Don't want to fly in front of him and ruin his landing. Alright, we're gonna kind of cut to the right here and head towards the Golden Gate, and I think we could probably props down a little so we're not stressing the engines, and reduce throttle a bit. It's a nice hazy day today in San Francisco. My plan is once we hit our flight path on our way to Tahoe, I will level it off about 8,000 feet, throw the autopilot on, and then program the radio using Sky Vector to get the right radio frequency in so that it'll be set up for approach. Kind of foggy. I'm hoping I'm heading the right way. I think I am. Pretty sure I am. I just gotta rotate this way and fly in this direction. Should be good. I'm going to leveler off right now. I put the autopilot on, and we are going to hold altitude at 2,300 feet. See San Francisco up to the right there. The airport down below to the right. Get a nice view of San Francisco once we fly past the bridge and towards Tahoe. I fly over this neighborhood nice and low, so hopefully they don't mind the loud engine noise. Rumble of the DC-3 engines as they pass over. Give us some flaps as we're going a little fast. I kind of keep an eye on the airspeed so we don't break apart in air. I'm going to give us a little more flaps. Alright, throttle back a bit. Alright, sorry people down below, but got to get low here and noise pollute your neighborhood with my airplane. See if I can make it under the bridge. Hello, people. Alright, here goes nothing. See if I skim the water again like I did last time. Once we get under the bridge, I will nose up, gain altitude, and then start our flight path. Have a question for you that are in the know. You see the water anomaly there? It's like screen tearing kinda. How do you get rid of that? It kinda bugs me. If you know, let me know down in the comments below. I would appreciate any help to get rid of that. Alright. Oh crap. Oh, I skimmed it. I skimmed it. Passengers aren't happy there. We're gonna raise the flaps now, full throttle up, and then we're gonna fly over Alcatraz here to the right. Once we get up here, I'll start flying. Beautiful San Francisco and the Bay Bridge there. Alright, now that we're somewhat level, I'm gonna hit the nav on and then adjust the altimeter to 8,000 feet. And whoops, I forgot to vertical speed, which we don't want. Oh boy. Let's turn that off real quick, just so I don't nosedive us. Alright. There we go. I'm going to hit the vertical speed and then just give us a little bit of an incline here. get us to 7,800. I might adjust it 8,000, on 8,000 even. All right. Should level us out at 8,000 even, and while we are climbing, take a look at Sky Vector here and see what the frequency is. 124.725. I'm going to go up to the radio here, go to 124.7. Left, 725. Okay, so this is Lake Tahoe tower frequency, so we're going to switch that over to main since we don't need San Francisco anymore, and continue our flight. You can see I had the altimeter set at 8,000, vertical speed, and we are climbing. As we turn, you got to keep an eye on your airspeed to make sure you're not climbing too fast to where, oh, you know what? I have it on V-lock. I'm like, why are we turning? It's taking us back around, so we'll just get a nice little view of the city here as we turn back towards our destination. One thing I always forget to do is hit that CDI button to change it to GPS mode so that it will follow our heading. It's been programmed into the GPS. Yeah, we're gonna see if we can land at Lake Tahoe. So it'll be our first leg of our flight, and should be interesting with live weather. You never know what you're gonna run into. We've reached our cruising altitude of 8,000 feet, so we're just going to take it easy here and fly on to Tahoe. Definitely check in with you if something interesting happens along the way. Going to take in the sights. See how the weather treats us today. We're about 30 minutes outside of our destination, and I figured I'd jump in here and show you guys that there is a hydraulic, these hydraulic levers and wheels here that you can use, as well as a hydraulic pressure gauge here. I was watching a video of another YouTuber that obviously knew how to fly one of these. Was showing the correct startup procedures. You actually have to turn on these hydraulics before you even start the aircraft. Just open your cowl flaps to get the airplane started. So a lot of people don't even look at these controls here, but they are functional. If you are into the in-depth startup of aircraft, that option is there for you. I do a newbie flight simmer kind of deal, starting this thing up. Definitely not correct. It would not work in real life. But if you're into the real deal kind of thing, you can operate the hydraulics. I'm not sure. I know there's a hydraulic pump for the gear. I don't know if it's functional or not. Like if you need to pump, like if you run out of hydraulic fluid, you can pump it up and then get your gear down that way. I'm not sure if it's functional or not. You can play around with that and find out. But Figured I'd let you guys know that if you didn't know that already. It's pretty cool. So I've just been playing around with SkyVector trying to get these radios to work. And so far I can tune in to the radio frequency, but I still have to click on the ATC window to get it to work somehow. So it does tune the ATC window in, but I don't think it activates it. I may be missing a step there, but I'm not sure. So, I do know that these work. I've seen somebody use these before on a VOR tutorial, which I'm going to try to learn myself here in the near future. So that'll be fun. Yeah, there's so much I need to learn that it'll keep me busy for a while. But I'd jump in there and let you guys know about that feature there, the hydraulics in this, because most of the tutorials I see don't even touch hydraulics. So just a heads up for you. If I can find that video again, I'll put a link in the video in the description down below so you can watch it. If I can find it again. Hopefully I can. So we're about 15 minutes outside of our destination, and we are definitely headed towards a mountain range here, so it'll be interesting to see if we have some turbulence going on here. Just noticed that my ATC radio is doing something, giving me weather conditions. That's kind of cool. Never noticed that before. But yeah, we're going to be flying over some mountain ranges here, so it should be getting a little choppy, I would imagine. See how choppy. It looks like there is some snow there. I'm looking at the temperature gauge, and we're about 0 degrees Celsius, so don't have to worry about freezing yet. So I decided to tune into the other radio frequency that's on SkyVector, and I'll bring it down here. The sound will cut out for some reason, but I'm going to tune in. Whoops. I'm going to tune into 122.850. I'm not sure what the ASOS or CTAF means. I'm just guessing because I'm not even a newbie. I don't know what I'm doing. I just know that this is radio frequencies, and I'm going to tune into them and see if they work in game. So we're tuning into 122.850 for the second setting on our radio. The first setting is 124.725. So let's see what happens here. All right. So 122.850. I got first setting here, or first frequency set in here, 122.850. Going to be set in here. 850. And I'm actually going to bring this down so you can see this, what I've got here. So the first radio frequency is set in there. It looks like the right airport, KTVL. And I am going to program the 122.850 into there as well. So we just switched between the two. Lake Tahoe. So it looks like we found the right frequency there and right frequency there. You also have the second radio that you can program for multiple stops. So that will come in useful. For sure. Once I figure out how to use it. I don't know why it's got this here, but we're going to hit that anyways. I don't know why it has...
NorCal approach roadkill 227,710,000 feet.
Okay, so we're good. And we're going to go here. 124.725. 725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124.725. 124 725 is the first frequency, and I'm going to go back to the 122850 on the second since I already turned into the NorCal. 122850. You get to learn with me as I mess around with this stuff. 850, 122850. And it is a 850. Lake Tahoe. Alright, well, I don't know quite how it works, but keep on messing with it, and we'll find out one day how it works and how it doesn't work. Let's see here. Okay. Continue flying here. We're 8 minutes outside of Tahoe, so I better start looking at where we're going. I'm going to maintain 10,000 feet, being that we are flying towards a mountain range. I don't want to get too low and come in too shallow, so that is my plan of approach. Well, since we are at a high elevation with mountain ranges ahead of us that look treacherous, I'm going to maintain my 10,000 feet on approach. I am going to tune into the tower for Tahoe, and then request a full stop landing and figure out our barometric pressure.
Tower roadkill 227722 miles southwest, 10,000 feet to land.
And the altimeter is 30.06. Fortunately, the ATC voices aren't working all the way, so we have to read 30. It's 30.00, 30.06. So we're at 30 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clicks, and we are at accurate altitude now. A little under 10,000 feet, I would think. Yeah, definitely hitting some turbulence here. Looking at these mountains ahead of us and thinking maybe we're a little too low.
Make right traffic runway 18 roadkill 2277.
So we need to make right runway 18. I'm going to give us a little more altitude because it's looking kind of hairy there. I'm going to go to 12,000 feet. Let the autopilot take us up there. Got enough speed to do it right now, so we might as well take advantage of the airspeed that we have before we hit the mountains. And while that's climbing, just got to make sure our airspeed doesn't drop too low as we are at high altitude. Just checking all my dials here just to make sure we're okay. Temperatures seem fine. Got about a quarter tank of fuel left in our mains, so we'll make it there with fuel okay. We just need to get over these mountains. I'm probably going too high, but I just want to be safe as I've never landed here before. Oh, let's see. We are landing at runway 18. I'm going to check sky vector real quick. All right. And for some reason, the sound cuts out. 18. 18 is right here. So by the looks of it, we'll have to come around. Let's see here. It says make right. So we'll have to fly around the right side of the airport, around the lake, and then come in this way. That's what we'll do. Only 4 minutes out. I don't see the lake yet, but I'm sure it's there over that mountain range over there. So it should be an interesting ride. And if I crash land this, oh, there it is. You see the lake right here. If I do crash land this, I'll keep it in the video, but we will take off from here next time, whether or not I landed or not. I've noticed in the sim it's really hard to see some runways when there's snow covering the ground because there's no lights or any detail, so it looks just like this white patch of ground with no detail. So we'll see what happens once we get over here. I'm thinking, as the lake's over here, I'm thinking the runway is somewhere in this area here, and we're just gonna have to eyeball it. It said keep right. I wonder if that's it right there. I'm going to turn off autopilot and kind of go to the right of that area. So according to the Sky Vector map, it's right at the head of the lake here. So I kind of follow the ATC instructions and try to land. 18. Yeah, that's definitely it down there. I need to look at this again to make sure I got this right. Runway 36, runway 18. Oops. Turn my autopilot back on. I'm going to drop my throttle down and start getting ready for approach. Sure is pretty out here. Sorry for my jerky reactions. I'm using a hat switch and sometimes I get a little jumpy on my hat switch and that makes it jerky. So that is why not so smooth. I kind of followed this mountain line down around here. That's definitely the runway there, so I'll try to fly back around over the lake and get a nice approach going once I get the right of way to go. Definitely turbulence in here, for sure. Makes it a little fun. Thinking the trick here is going to be having enough airspeed to keep from dropping out of the sky. Just keeping it kind of steady with all this turbulence. once we get out here over this lake, we'll get permission to land. I am going to check Sky Vector real quick to make sure I am landing on the right runway. 18, okay. I am. 18 is to the left of us right there. Okay, we are clear to land, so I'm acknowledging clearance.
Clear to land runway 18 roadkill 2277.
It'd be really cool if they had a mod to where you had realistic ATC communications with anything other than what they have now, because it's kind of annoying. You can tell it's AI generated voice, just kind of annoying. And if it worked most of the time, that would be awesome. Most of the time for me it doesn't work, and I have to read it anyways. But if there was like a mod, do you guys know of any mods out there that make it more authentic? If so, let me know down in the comments. Alright, throw some flaps down here since we're going fast, and I'm going to start banking in. Hopefully this is the right angle. I don't know, I've never landed here before, so find out. It's definitely a choppy ride. I'll let up on my flaps because I notice my airspeed's dropping drastically. Wish I had Toby eye tracker, because doing this and trying to land at the same time, whew, that was a little rough. It's kind of sketchy, I'm not gonna lie. Come on, baby. Ooh, this is a weird approach. What am I doing? See, I'm not coming in too fast. I am definitely hitting the velocity here. We need to slow down. Alright, my gear down. Where's my gear light? There we go. Okay. I was just going too fast for him. We need to watch our airspeed here, and why is my view doing what it's doing? Man. Oh my gosh, this is so choppy. So much wind. Alright, cutting power. Back on the stick a bit. Oh my gosh, what? Don't know what happened there. Just know that I nosed over. However, we didn't die. Fortunately, passengers. Oh, you know what happened? I had my parking brake locked. Well, nobody died, so I guess that's a good thing. Definitely a good thing. That was a very bad landing. Keep it in the video just because of integrity. That was, yeah, it was pretty messed up. Definitely gonna have to go get this plane fixed after that landing. Hopefully I don't lose my job as a pilot. But my name is Roadkill, so you chose to fly with me. And we did crash on the tarmac, so you can't blame me. My name is Roadkill. Oh, this is a cool little airport here. It's probably too small for the aircraft I'm flying, but yeah, that's awesome. Definitely cool. We're gonna park here and shut down the aircraft and let our passengers out. Hopefully not in stretchers. Definitely gonna have some angry passengers on this flight. Let them out if they can walk. Alright, we're gonna go outside and take a look. So yeah, there we are. We made it to Tahoe. Barely scratched the paint. Tried to kill us, but we made it in one piece, thankfully, and not sure where we're heading next. It should be an adventure, just like this one. We're going to be flying live time, live weather, live traffic, so join me on the next leg of this flight from San Francisco to JFK, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. Whatever you have ahead of you, a weekend or a week, stay safe and Godspeed.